live an easy life.
The problem of why, and this experiment literally proved what we were saying. I genuinely believe that having friendships with women that aren't sexual are pointless. Because, number one, you can't get the best out of a woman unless she's having sex with you. And then this acts of service thing, it's supposed to be the other way around. She should be doing acts of service for you as the man, not the other way around. And I'll explain what I mean by this. If I'm doing, well, you know, instead of me explaining this, let me go into a scenario, right? Let's go into a scenario. Let's assume that you work for a company, right? You're the boss. Ladies, you're the boss, right? I work for you. I'm your first employee, right? But you do everything for me, even though it's your business and you're running it. Now, the decisions you make, everything that gets done, you basically run by me, and I'm making the decisions, right? Even though you're the boss. You're supposed to be the owner and the boss, right? And then I start to get a little cocky, coming to work late, ask for pay raises, I start to demand things, etc. How did that make you feel? Start here. Your business, your boss, I'm your employee, but you try to be nice and, you know, do right by me. But now I'm starting to come late and I'm not as tight as I used to be. What are your thoughts?
It's probably my fault because I was too lenient with you and you probably took advantage of that. Okay. And probably started going into that comfortable state, feeling like...
Is mic on, Mo?
All right, fair. No, my mic is on.
Cool.
They can hear me. What about you?
So
how'd that make you feel? You're the boss, but I'm your first employee, but I'm starting to get lazy and slack and all this other shit.
Hey, I don't appreciate that you've been lacking in your worth ethic.
All right, you call me out on it.
Uh-huh.
You call me out on it.
Yeah.
All right, what about you?
I didn't get a skip.
All right, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would just feel like you were taking advantage. Kind of the same thing, just because like I was like letting you kind of walk all over me. And
all right, what about you, Miss Columbia?
Communicate. Just tell them how you feel and talk. Pretty much the same.
Okay, what about you?
Like what I would tell him?
Yeah, you're the boss. I'm your employee, and I'm starting to slack off because you basically gave me way too much power.
Yo, let's take a few shots. Let's get drunk. Loosen up a little.
Okay, how would that solve the problems, though? Losing revenue, business going down.
I feel like he just needs to have fun.
Bro. Okay, what about you?
I would just basically give an ultimatum, like,
okay.
hey, you either step up again, or, you know, I'm going to have to find somebody else who can step up to the job.
Interesting. All right, what about you?
Verbal or written warning.
Super official. All right, what about you?
I would call them out on it. And if that doesn't work, then I would definitely bring in someone that is ready to take over.
Okay, what about you?
I would bring it up once, and if it happens again, then you're just done, like fired. I mean, if I'm the boss, I know that I would kind of feel up to, you know, that I have like the power to do so.
Yo, isn't it fucking interesting, man?
I already know where you're going.
How when the girls are in the position of authority and someone comes in and subverts their fucking authority, they have no tolerance. They call them out on it or some other shit.
Yeah.
But then you guys expect us to get in a relationship with you and just like tolerate your fucking? Isn't that kind of crazy?
Well, what do you have to tolerate specifically? Like, what would you tolerate?
Your fuckery.
Yeah, like bullshit, insubordination, and like just not understanding the hierarchy, right? So the whole reason why I gave that scenario with the boss and everything is that men, right? When you guys said the whole acts of service thing, it's supposed to be the other way around, because the man is the boss, and the only way women really, woman really fucks with you is she needs to serve you. Woman falls in love through acts of service, not the other way around. I would argue if the man is doing acts of service, that puts him in the submissive role. And if he's in the submissive role, even though he's supposed to be the authority, it's the same scenario with the job. I'm the boss on paper, but who's really running the business? The woman. And the problem is that I deal with all the problems when the business goes down. You don't, even though you're making the decisions. This is why any relationship where the woman is the boss or the woman is calling the shots is problematic. And I can't trust a man or take a guy seriously that lets his woman run everything. Because I find it interesting how all of you guys said you want a provider, ambitious, a guy that's like, goal-oriented. But you want him to, but you want to do acts of You want him to do acts of service for you?
Sometimes,
So-
not all the time.
So you guys want to be like the king at the workplace and the princess at home, right? Like at home, we cater to you. You know, like
Yeah,
you guys
that's
yeah.
that's
Here's a little spoon.
right.
No, it's not about the little spoon. It's about we have spoons in the house because of me. So therefore, like, and again, I'm talking about a guy that's a leader, protector, provider. I mean, if you guys are going half and half, I don't care. Do it whatever the
Right.
fuck you want. But the reality is, from what you guys all said, you all want a provider. You want about it in surreptitious ways and concealing what you're really trying to do. But you guys all want a leader. You want a boss. But you want to go ahead and be able to make the decisions, or you want him to serve you. It doesn't work that way.
Well,
sense.
if he's the
sometimes.
perfect,
Not
No,
all
the
the
question
time.
was, what would you do if your girl's not having sex with you?
Yes,
So
and
I
you're saying
said
acts of service. Now, I would argue that will lower their attraction even more so.
Yep.
You don't
by
think
being
so?
nice, by being like a normal, genuine person.
If you stopped smashing your guy and he did nice things for you, you would fuck him after that?
I have, yeah.
No,
My
you
ex
have.
did
But,
that.
you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you actually aroused and attracted to your guy? The answer is no. Like, you're doing it out of pity. You're doing it because you feel obligated.
No.
You're not doing it because you're ripping his clothes off like, oh my God, acts of service. You're so hot. Like, women aren't turned on by that. See, like, and here's the other thing too, because you said, oh yeah, she's cheating on you, but you didn't give him a solution.
What kind of solution can I give you though?
That's the point.
That's
like,
the point.
You
gotta
can talk to
like,
her,
right.
like
Men are solution based.
yeah, you can talk to her. You can try to catch her cheating. Like I'll help you. Like
See, you didn't say that earlier. Also, those aren't even going to work either.
Yeah, and that's not
How?
gonna. The problem with what we're trying to explain here is that because you guys said, remember, this whole conversation started with, is it worth it for men to have female friends? I'm saying no. You guys said yes. I said why? We could give advice. Well, she tried to pick up fresh, failed.
Horribly.
He tried to get advice from you on a relationship, failed. So what? Like, how are women useful in a friendship? My point is, I think you guys are useless. I truly believe if a woman isn't having sex with you, there should be no relationship. Why the fuck am I going to talk to you?
So you just want to be around guys all day?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Men have to provide utility and value. Women don't. Okay? So when men deal with each other, we understand we're only dealing with each other because there's some type of mutual gain. But here's the difference between men and women. Women, a lot of times, you guys think I'm special. Me being here is more than enough. I don't need to add value to your life.
My vibe.
That's how a lot of girls think. Let's just be honest here. A lot of girls are princesses. I'm pretty. I'm here. We're friends and everything. But me just being here is all that's required.
Yep.
And that's the problem, is that like there's no reciprocal value in friendships where there's a man and a woman. He typically gives her boyfriend energy, gives her advice, is a protector, does all these things. What does she do? He don't give no sex. What value does he get? And then the value you guys just got, the examples you guys just gave of being advice, we just proved is useless.
but like what about like when you're hanging out with like your guy friends? Like what are they gonna do for you?
how would your guy friends know more about what to do with the girls
Yeah.
than
Sure.
a girl would know?
Because they've been
Hey,
through
you work
it.
at Bass Pro Shops, right?
Yeah.
Do you work in the fishing aisle? What aisle do you work in?
There we go.
I work in customer service.
Okay. Do you have someone in the fishing aisle that like is an actual like experienced fisherman?
Yeah.
Is that the person that they go to ask questions when it comes to lures and rods and everything else?
It's not a person, it's like a department.
Okay, but they have experts there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want to go and learn how to fish, I'm gonna go and ask them, right? I'm not gonna go ask someone in the rifle section.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing. Like if you want to pick up women, you got to ask the fishermen. Like you go to the fishermen people. You don't go to the guys that sell rifles. You got to go to the experts. So women aren't really good at picking up other women because you guys don't deal with women as men. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I feel like women would know more. Like they could be able to give you like an insight. Like, oh, like
Clearly not. I mean, you're free to try if you want, but I don't think you guys give as much insight as you guys think you do. Because when the rubber meets the road and you guys are dealing with a woman from a male's perspective, you guys don't know what to do, and she just proved that. I mean, if you want to try, we can have you try. We do a whole nother scenario, and we'll be very honest about it. It won't be too hard. But I don't think most women know how to be attractive to a woman as a man.
Be clear with that.
like I feel like I would know like for example, what would push a girl towards her. Like for example, obviously the obvious, like doing the nice things like the flowers, taking like hanging out with her, spending time with her, like picking her up, dropping her off home. Like
Yeah, that doesn't work though.
why do you
See,
think it
because
doesn't work?
the things you're describing right now assumes attraction. You're making the fatal flaw that every girl makes. You're assuming attraction up front. Oh, he's hot and he's doing this stuff and she already likes him. Then yeah, that makes sense. But like a regular guy that's trying to like build attraction,
Right.
she's gonna look at him like this nigga's a simp and she's gonna use him.
I don't think a lot of people like just look at men like, oh, they're nice, they're a simp, and like they're pathetic. Like, I feel like you value a nicer, genuine man than like just a piece of shit man.
Yeah, but you guys aren't fucking him though, which is the whole purpose why these guys sit in the friend zone for so long.
Yeah.
Nope.
So they're not getting what they want.
7 years, bro.
Well, I mean, no man friend of mine has ever told me that I've like stayed friends with like, oh, I'm just trying to have sex.
Of course they're not
Yeah,
gonna tell
of
you
course
that.
they won't tell you that. Come on.